Hey, this is Gareth and Bruce. This is our first attempt at a podcast.
We just don't know where it's gonna go.
You got more of the gruff voice. I got more of the
Softer feminine voice.
screw you.
Hey.
I don't know, I felt a little snobby when we hit 10 episodes.
Okay, that's an interesting question.
The two of us can be Vin Diesel. Gareth can drive like him. And I can
You
look
can
like him.
Welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we talk about things. We just don't know where they're gonna go.
Welcome, one and all, to Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we always talk about things.
We always do.
Don't know where they're gonna go. I actually wanted to bring this up in our previous episode, but I didn't really get. Sorry, I did want to do like what a disclaimer, so to say, and I was going to bring it up in the last episode, and we had so much fun that I forgot about what I was going to bring up. But in the Brian Houston, the last one in episode 67, I think it was
68.
68. Thank you. I had mentioned in one of my in one of the conversations that Brian Houston had like, when he went to find out where his hotel room was, you know, he banged on the door like really, really loudly until she let him in, this woman. Well, actually, I made a mistake. Apologize. I reread things and I saw that I made a mistake. Actually, it was the room next to his room that he went to, and he didn't bang on it. He just knocked on the door. So there was no banging. He wasn't on the wrong floor. It was the room next to his room. And he stayed in there for 40 minutes. So I do apologize on that. He didn't bang on the door. He wasn't lost. He was on the right floor. The woman's room was next to his room, and he knocked on it politely, and she let him in.
Wow.
Okay. Right.
And we're going to leave it right there.
Thank you. You had a story.
I have a story.
Yeah.
I got slapped on the wrist by Facebook this week.
By Facebook?
No. Yeah, I did. And I'm very surprised considering
By Facebook? What did you do?
Considering I have a tendency to make comments.
Yes, like you do.
I do. Yes, I do. And which is always fun. And this one, apparently Facebook or the oh man, what do you call it? Apparently I went against the community guidelines because I was yes. I've been known. I've been known to go against quite a few community guidelines.
You do write stuff and you do like to push buttons like crazy. Dude. But the Facebook gave you nonsense. What did you say that brought you to that point?
Well, apparently,
if you can share.
Apparently, I'm gonna share. Trust me.
Okay,
you're gonna
great.
know. You're gonna know everything. Apparently, my comment on a particular video was inciting violence.
You incited violence.
I incited violence. Well, I
would love to know.
They read the comment and decided that it could incite violence.
That's pretty hectic.
So basically, someone shared this craziest video. Okay, I've got to tell you about the video. So, is it like in this Japanese park somewhere? People are cruising around, they're doing their thing, and then there's like this little area where you can, like a concrete area with a shelter over it. You can go sit there and stuff like that. There's this kid who's got this tiny little guitar practice amp, okay, and a bunch of effects pedals plugged in, as you do.
So now, is this a YouTube video? It's not you seeing it, or you weren't there, or?
No, I just someone shared this video on Facebook.
Oh, okay, cool.
Someone that I'm friends with on Facebook. Cool. Anyway, and he's dressed in literally like Y-front white underpants and a white t-shirt, and he's got his face painted white. He has a microphone attached to these pedals that then go in.
Is it white as well?
What, the microphone?
Yeah.
No, the microphone is a normal color.
Fine. Carry on. I was just having a picture in my brain. Carry on, yes.
I'll have to find the video for you to show you.
Yes. Although I might have to hit you afterwards.
And then he proceeds to literally throw this almost demon-possessed fit, rolling around on the ground, screaming into this microphone.
Oh, like a metal.
Almost like a performance, if you like. But
Sounds
in the middle
evil.
of this park, this public park,
Oh my word.
I mean,
Okay.
and it's literally, he's rolling around on the ground, playing, just going completely berserk. It's-
What with music or just?
No, he's just screaming into this
Into the
this microphone using these guitar effects pedals into this little amp.
So he didn't even play
it's,
anything.
So it's amplified
I
as well.
see. Okay.
And these poor other Japanese people are like walking past. They're like, okay, what's going on here?
What was the point of his channel? Do you know, or the point of the video?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
And he's going absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
And all I said was, somebody please tase this guy. That's all I said.
Well, you are. I can see why they.
I'm like, you know what?
But sorry, you wouldn't have seen much of a difference from his rolling around if you had tased him. He would still look like exactly the same,
I did not think of that.
just angrier.
See, this is why Gareth and I are mates, because we kind of see things that the other person doesn't.
So that's your follow up to that. Sorry, you're right. His rolling around would have looked exactly the same if I tased him.
Well, you know what? It's actually it's a good thing I didn't write the rest of my comment.
What were you going to write?
I don't know if it's safe for YouTube. That's I'm not even gonna.
Okay,
I'll
then
tell
you
you.
won't.
I'll tell
You'll
you.
tell me
afterwards.
afterwards because I'm sure it's going to be.
Sorry, viewers, but
No,
know,
actually,
algorithms, YouTube.
Yeah, no, I know.
You
You'll-
never know. YouTube might give me a slap on the wrist for saying the word tase. Tase.
But it won't slap you, it'll slap us both. So put your taser away.
Well, I apologize on behalf of the channel.
It looked really. Your face definitely looked
Did I
like
look
you meant
sincere?
it. Oh, very.
Did I sound sincere? With a glint in my eye. And so I disputed it.
Of
The
course.
story's not over. I disputed that.
Saying what? What did you say? What was your reasoning why?
They don't give you many choices. It's like
No.
it's like answering a multiple choice. It's like answering that bullshit multiple choice exam on breakup day before you go on holiday.
And it sounds like it's the same thing when we got that warning from YouTube when we were not supposed to be happy.
Yes.
And then I also went to, like I want to dispute it.
Yes.
It's almost impossible. You just got to click that button, and
Well,
Tough
I
shit.
got to be honest. Facebook decided that I was right because I basically one of the choices said that I believe that my comments should be allowed on Facebook.
why though?
Free speech, basically.
Yeah, but free speech can be toxic. Free
can
speech
be.
can be extremely dangerous.
I just don't like I don't like big tech telling me what to say.
For sure.
And I was like, I think this guy needs to be tased. I would have tased him. And
So now, hold on. Did they stop your accounts, or
they
what did they do?
They basically said you've been you gotten a warning, and no one will see your comment.
Oh, okay.
And then I
But
got a notification. I think was it yesterday, saying that yes, you were right. It does comply with our community guidelines, and your comment has been reinstated.
See, to me,
very
it's not only about the comment. Is that they've already given you, like one strike. So what you did, I don't know how you swayed them though.
The way I answered the multiple choice.
Oh, got you to one where they said, okay, fine,
Cool.
fair enough.
We agree with you. We cool.
So basically, they were saying that you were inciting others in Japan to run around in malls and around in like other places with a taser.
Yeah, basically, I was inciting violence.
In quiet, very safe, very non-violent China.
Japan.
Japan,
I think
sorry.
it was Japan.
Japan. Oh, careful.
I think.
You might get banned again because you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Man.
Moral of the story is don't
Slippery.
bring in children and tasers.
Yeah. So anyway, and like I said, yeah.
But that's
I
on
think
not YouTube, absolutely
I
not.
have a feeling that the Facebook police would have come after me if I had written the rest of the comment, because I almost wrote something and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes
let's
you
just-
got to watch
let's
what
just
you
reel
say.
that. Let's just
Well
reel that
done.
back in. And
Yeah, I think that was very wise.
Yeah.
That's why God gave us wisdom for things like this.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't want to say it, but wisdom says, is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the first like social media
Yeah.
ban or something. I've done it. I've had it happen to me on Instagram videos with my guitar playing, because it's,
They would incite violence.
yes,
Yeah.
no,
No, my
No, I think
bleeding
what-
ears.
what happened was, what I was doing for a while, especially during lockdown, is I was doing covers of particular guitar solos where I was actually just playing over the track playing,
Music. Yeah.
and then every now and then you'd maybe hear some of the lyrics of the song,
Oh,
and they'd be like, "No, we're taking this down because it's copyright infringement and whatever like that."
But then the question is, how do these TikTok dancers, they make shitloads of money and not dancing to no music? There's no
I don't
like
know,
you
dude.
know the song that you're playing when they're doing that kind of stuff.
Maybe TikTok rules are different. I don't know. I don't know if TikTok is run by Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, you're on Instagram.
Yeah, that was on Instagram.
Yes, sorry, but yeah,
Instagram and Facebook is like, it's
sorry,
the same thing.
I got them meshed together in my head. But then again, if you have like a followership of like over 100 million, there's only two who have now reached over 100 million subscribers on TikTok. It's the highest anyway.
Yes.
And the one I think she's like 16, and the stupid dances, little faces,
Yeah.
and we lap it up. Not we, but anyways. So your warning is, don't always say what you want to say on social media. We have seen people's lives and their business lives totally wiped out from one stupid thing
Yeah.
that they just, angry head, social media, because you can't go back and, yes, you can go back and delete it, but by the time you go back,
Yeah.
high chance of that being seen across the world. It's within like a second or two. Anyways, so good. At least you didn't do anything more than what you were going to do.
That's it, yeah.
Well done. Well done, sir. Carrying on our food, our love of food.
We seem to be on a theme.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
And I wish that I was actually on actual eating the way that they eat, but yeah.
My word, yeah, jeez, it's
Mukbang. It is
Getting hungry.
pronounced mukbang.
it's so freaky, but I do get hungry just thinking about it.
I'm going to post in this thing as well. I always say I will and don't, but I'll do my utmost best to remember. No, I will. I'm going to post it with one or two videos of what these mukbangers, you can call them?
Yes.
Mukbangers.
Mukbang. Yes.
And the mukbangers, I'm going to say that, that's probably wrong, what they do.
Yeah.
And there was a quote, it was great. Quotes. I'm going to have a quote, and you haven't.
Oh my word.
I'm doing a quote today.
I'm the quote. You're stealing my thunder, bro.
I'm doing a quote, I know.
Wow.
Just once.
Okay. All right. I'll give you the one.
By a person called Carrie Arnold.
Carrie Arnold.
Yeah.
Is she
No.
pretty?
Could be a guy. Because Carrie is both.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was
Whenever you hear
default setting.
is she pretty?
Bruce's default
Yeah,
setting.
exactly. You hear like a woman's name. Is she pretty? There's probably a lot more than. And let's not go there. One day we'll do like a feminist versus a chauvinist podcast, and I'll be out the door. I'll be freaking walking a dog.
What did Carrie say?
Carrie said, "Eating is not a crime. It's not a moral issue. It's normal. It's enjoyable. It just is." First of all, that's a stupid quote. Unless this person is well known. Sorry to Carrie Arnold fans. Okay, it's not a stupid quote. My point being, if someone like we just said it, wow, cool. Carrie Arnold says it. Eating is not a crime. Sorry, but how can this be like a quotation? Eating is not a crime. It's not a moral. It's normal. It's enjoyable. It just is.
She sounds like she's one of
I want to see who Carrie Arnold is.
She sounds like a mukbanger who's defending.
You know what? I'm actually with you on this one.
I think she's defending it.
I want to know who this person is.
If someone states that something is not a crime,
Normally they're
they are
defending
an
it.
advocate
Okay,
of it.
I'm not even going to look for this person.
Oh, please do.
Okay, fine. I don't want to. Okay, fine. Let's who is Carrie Arnold? Correct. I shouldn't have actually brought that into the beginning of
No,
this
you should have.
because that's not
Look
very. Look at it. Carrie Arnold. Hey,
Carrie Arnold.
Carrie Arnold.
Where did you see the quote though?
On the internet, obviously, because that's where everything is on. That's obviously.
Oh man, but was it on like a food cooking website
No.
or is it a?
I don't remember, Bruce. Let's not try and get too involved
Oh,
here.
my word.
We just want to know who she is, not the whole background to her life.
And what she looks like.
Carrie Arnold. Okay. Carrie. Oh, I clicked on the wrong page. So Carrie Arnold is a freelance science writer living outside of Norfolk, Vancouver.
Okay.
She has just published her third book on eating disorders,
Ah.
decoding anorexia, how breakthroughs in science offer hope for eating disorders.
Okay.
So
All right. So she's
linked with the
on the
food
dietitian type of thing.
Okay,
and,
so Carrie Arnold, thank you.
And her quote was?
And she's not.
Oh, okay. Oh well, I have to ask.
But she could be to somebody.
I like to ask the relevant questions.
And she could be to somebody, okay? So yes, let's just move on from Carrie Arnold. That really went a whole nother direction.
Yeah. It's just what I do, man. What was her quote again? Can you just repeat it for me, please?
Eating is not a crime. It's not a moral issue. It's normal. It's enjoyable. It just is.
Okay.
Which is probably why when she's linked to anorexia and saying, guys, actually eating is okay to eat. That's where it comes from. And I like you, Carrie, for saying that.
Nice. Okay.
Strength and power to what you are doing. I mean,
Strength.
I don't know where that came from.
That was beautiful, bro.
Thank you. Pete, can we carry on? Well, what is mukbang?
Okay.
Mukbang.
So mukbang
Yes,
is originally a Korean activity.
correct.
Basically, stemming from two different Korean words, muk and bang.
bong. Yep,
Muk being Korean for eating,
correct.
and bang meaning room. So essentially, eating room.
That's interesting. I had it a little different.
What did you have?
Mukbang. It does come from two words. Yes, definitely eat, and the other one was broadcast. So mukbang is eating broadcast.
Oh well, you could see it as okay. So let's just clarify before we just get completely eviscerated in the
That's
comments.
what I'm aware of what it is. It's mukbang is eating, and
I generalized.
Stupid shit.
I'm sorry, but I know I generalize a lot, and I try not to generalize on
facts,
this.
you cannot generalize facts.
I said Korean. I meant to say South Korean. I apologize.
You think we got a war right now? So you said that.
I apologize to South Koreans everywhere. And Gareth apologizes for letting his phone ring during the podcast.
Carry on.
Oh, great.
okay.
Now he's going to go answer
It's
the
my
friggin'
landlord.
phone. Oh.
I'm sorry. Yes, Keegan. Find the. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks. Okay, bye. See, we just do things as we do. I'm sorry. I wouldn't normally be angry at that, but it actually links to you, that you can move your car in if you want to.
Oh, awesome. Cool. We're almost at the 20-minute mark.
Well, let's talk
so
for another minute or two.
Let's do that.
Sorry, I don't normally take phone calls, but it was important. I probably would have hit Bruce if it was Bruce, so I do apologize. Bruce, I'm sorry.
So, so this involves the act of almost like binge eating huge amounts of food, whether it's very sort of traditional Asian type dishes, or some people like to do fast food. It doesn't matter, and it's like a train wreck. I can't look away. I really, because part of me, part of me is, I think most of me is really, really disgusted by it, and part of me really gets really hungry when I watch it, because the food looks so damn good. I can't believe how nice the South Korean versions of McDonald's cheeseburgers look compared to ours.
Really, haven't seen them. Are they good?
I'm jealous.
Like large and
in charge, bro.
like a real burger's supposed to be.
Yeah. We're missing out. So we're getting the bottom of the barrel. Anyway.
But yeah. On your binging thing, it's also binging, munching, chewing. I have not heard, and even on a ASMR, what you can hear when someone chews.
It's like
with the kind of food, I think they also choose the food that has a bit of sound to it. That it, either a crunch or like a slurp to it, or like
Yeah.
it's very audible.
Yeah. So So especially with the slurping, so like a lot of spaghetti,
Noodles,
Chinese noodles, that type of thing that they can just slurp into their mouths, and you hear that, or it's stuff that's got a crunch to it.
Yes, exactly.
But it's crazy. It's like the microphones inside their mouth.
I know.
I
I've
don't know
never
where
heard
it-
somebody chew until I watched one of these things.
Yeah.
It's a whole new world.
It's disgusting.
I know. It's bizarre, and which links it to one of the things that we have had an episode on, which is about ASMR.
And how many
It's very
mukbang ASMR videos there are.
well. I think it's linked.
In a lot of ways, because I don't know, man. Yes, I gotta be honest, dude. I don't know about human beings anymore. I really don't know, because we're the weirdest flipping species on the planet. Whereas a mukbang video can get what 200 and what million.
The one which I was watching was 250 million views. Yeah,
And like I saw, like 9 million subscribers on one mukbang channel and stuff like that, and it's how.
I think it's the noises. I think it's also what makes a mukbang video different to others, and a lot of the big ones do it well, which is why they're doing so well. Is they actually make a whole story behind it, where the one which I was watching, you'll see what they're going to get. You see them in the marketplace lifting up an octopus that's still moving, lifting up blah blah blah, and then you're seeing what they do, and then you're seeing it being done,
Right.
and you're already part of their story,
Right.
and then they interact with you, and they make all these little noise effects, and so it's a whole show.
Yeah.
And so the one which I was watching, you feel like drawn into their world,
Yeah.
and you've seen how they've lived it, and now you're enjoying their food with them.
Right.
I think that's how how the ones that do better do so well, is because there's an actual audience participation
Yes.
feeling than just here's food, I'm eating
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
which so many do, and it's like
Yeah. So So and what you're talking about with the sort of the interaction thing
Yeah.
is they first started off as live streaming.
yes, that is their major focus. Yes,
Yeah. So you
100%.
get that real time engagement with people who are watching and sharing comments and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's the commenting section that's happening. So yes, I can rewatch it, but the fact that it's I do agree with you. When it's live, you feel more part of what's going on.
Yeah. And I think it comes down to a lot of people want to know that they have an audience, and people are basically giving them attention. And so you're sitting in this little room somewhere in South Korea, and you've got 10,000 people globally watching your video of you eating a cheeseburger, or 10, and you're going to be like, oh my word, I'm a rock star.
I'm with you, but I think, and which is what we were saying now. I think it's more than just the cheeseburgers. It's a bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do know what you're saying. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
yes, yes.
I also noticed on some of the ones that I watched. I mean, even that, like you talked about the cooking process and the preparation, all of that is like super
It's
well
interesting.
edited.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
edited.
Yeah.
It's like this visual. You're
Yes,
watching all of that
exactly.
be prepared, but it's like, and I'm like, this is like a cooking show. And then they go into the whole eating
Yes,
thing
exactly.
like that. What was very interesting is I was watching this one. I think it's an American girl, but she had a sort of Asian look to her.
Yeah.
I think she's based in the States, and she was saying that it is very, very important that if you're doing this, you finish that entire.
Yeah. Really.
Because she was saying that people will actually go to the end of the video, and if they know that you're not going to finish it,
They leave it.
they actually leave the video. They actually stop watching.
So they actually go to the end,
They want to watch you finish this entire.
but then it spoils the whole Is she going to eat it? Is she not going to eat it? Jeez.
I don't know.
Okay.
So then remember now with the mukbang thing, it's not just about really, really tasty looking food. It's eating really, really weird stuff. And almost stuff that you can tell that person is not wanting
Weird.
to eat.
Okay. Maybe these are the ones which you watched. It's from what I've been watching. It's not weird stuff to them.
Dude,
I've obviously missed the other ones.
Dude, it gets bizarre.
Really?
I saw a woman eating speed stick.
See, but that's just.
Literally sitting there.
It sounds to me, and I mean it in a nicest way to that. No, I don't mean it to the nicest person. It sounds like
That'd be nice.
like that's the pornographic side of it.
Well,
That's how I feel.
and that's-
Because that's not mukbang. Mukbang is actually, now that I'm championing for mukbang after like 5 minutes of watching stuff. But the point is, it's about the food.
Exactly.
It's about the culture.
Yeah.
If you're doing speed stick stuff, that's completely not what it is. If you can use the word, I just feel that it's the pornographic side of food eating.
Well,
But that's not food eating.
Well, that's actually very interesting because a lot of people, when they're doing this kind of thing,
Yeah.
they will hashtag the words food porn. And you
There we
can
go.
even do that as watching someone eat a really, really good looking meal. I mean, you hear about car porn, motorbike porn, all of
Okay.
that. It's like just photos of really hot cars and hot bikes and
I
stuff
didn't
like
know
that.
that actually, to be honest.
You do get that term, so I'm not surprised that you would get the term food porn.
I didn't even know that. I just went with my direct feeling now was that it's just not mukbang.
Well, dude, it can. I mean,
That's like, I'm sorry.
if you get like a darker example, think about the movies like Saw and Hostel.
Mm-hmm.
They literally call that genre torture porn because you're getting off on watching people.
Okay, I don't know
Yeah,
how people
you
get
see,
it from
so
that.
so
Okay.
that's why they can also. But
Okay, I see where you're going from that. Let's not go down that
yeah,
route.
I know,
But yes.
we don't have to go there. Yeah,
But yes,
so-
it's a perversion kind of thing, I think.
pretty much.
Sorry, but someone who's eating speed stick, that's not
That's
mukbang.
mental crazy.
It's
yeah.
not mukbang.
Yeah.
But the fact that you watched it also shows why they do it.
Um.
No, I think you. Okay, hopefully you didn't last more than like a few seconds on that.
Well, I was watching a very interesting.
How did
sort
you
of-
even get to that one?
It was part of a documentary that I was watching.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Because I was thinking we were on food mukbang, and all of a sudden you're on a speed stick.
yeah, I know. But that's I think
That's so messed up,
it's
dude.
relative to know how extreme people can go
Because that's
for views, for clicks, for likes, all of that kind
which
of
is
thing.
actually quite. I mean, I'm sure that's a whole nother topic, but that is actually very scary.
That's very
Like it can go from something that's wholesome
yeah.
on any topic, by the way, not just mukbang,
Yeah.
mukbang, but it can actually go from something that was good and all the way down to
Yeah.
past.
I
Oh no, okay, let's
let's
keep this light.
So one person they had red onions just cut in half, just raw red
And they ate
onions, and they were just gonna eat it. And I mean, okay, fine, the ASMR, the crunch,
Yeah,
whatever.
the ASMR. Then
red-
we're watching him cry.
raw red onion.
But the sad thing, but the thing is that they wouldn't have these videos going up or channels that people weren't watching.
No, that's true.
So,
I know human beings are, like I said, a freaky species, man. It goes back to circuses where you go to that one special tent and there's the bearded lady and there's the
Yeah.
like, oh, you got to pay like a tuppence to go through those curtains. And you're gonna
Tuppence,
see
wow.
some really weird stuff,
Yeah, a woman with a beard.
and it's that human desire to watch really freaky stuff. I don't know where it comes from, man, but
It's a shame. Sometimes women have beards and they're not freaky. It just happens.
a girl with a
They're
beard
not
is
the
freaky.
same as a speed stick. Okay, anyways. On that topic. So I wanted to mention the amount of food that they eat
Oh my soul!
and the calories.
Oh my word!
And how do they eat so much and not become obese? Fine, we did see some, I had to look for them from what you mentioned, but there are people who are already obese and doing it.
Yeah,
But to me, that's not a I think also that's a side of mukbang.
yeah,
That is because they were just there, very overweight.
Yeah.
American. I'm not saying only Americans are, but in America, it's a high, You were saying
75% of Americans
are
currently
overweight.
overweight, and a slightly smaller percentage
are
are
obese.
clinically obese. Yes.
So the fact that I don't see as large people eating, I don't fully call it holistic. Yeah, I don't. I'm like talking about
Very
this
diplomatic
like
way
I've
of
been
putting
doing
it.
this for like I've been invested into mukbang for a year. I haven't, but leave it alone. Anyways, so I'm talking about the ones that are they do it as a as I don't know, a passion, and they enjoy it, and they do what they do. They got the quick, and they are always the ones that we've watched, especially from Asia, are Asia. Yes. Yeah, are definitely not overweight. Are
They're real thin.
reasonably petite.
Real thin. Yeah, and the girls are really pretty. Obviously, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
But even watching some of the guys do it, and you can tell the guy doesn't have a shred of body fat on
Yeah.
him. Eh?
So the question is, I mean, I was reading that there can be some meals, the amount of food can go up to 20,000 calories. So the question is, how do they keep the same physique, so to speak?
And it's crazy. I mean, I look at firstly, like we say, some of this food looks amazingly good.
Yeah,
I mean, these people's cooking skills are like next level. And I would definitely eat a lot of it, but I know I like to eat. I love food. I know that I wouldn't be able to put away that kind of
No,
size
no.
meal. I know. I would.
And I was reading that for a lot of them that they would do a special intermittent fast.
Do you have the sort of time period of how long they would fast or not?
I can search for you. I just know it'll be like a day or two in advance.
Okay.
So not like a week in advance, but if
Yeah.
if they're going to live on the weekend, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they would fast a lot more so they can take on more of the food.
I must say though, they do eat very slowly, which is also helpful
Yes.
to really do that. But I haven't watched one of these videos all the way through to see if there's any sort of cut in the filming to see if they actually take a break.
The ones I've watched, they just eat
Really, eh?
once.
I was wondering about that. I'm like,
No, because if you live stream, you can't cut it.
yeah.
It's live.
But then there are a lot of the YouTube videos that aren't live. Or maybe they were live at one stage.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I get you. So
That's where I'm coming from.
okay, all right.
So there's a question too, like why did the bigger Hong Book ones was like saying to them, like, how do you prepare your stomach to eat so much food and spicy food in such a short amount of time?
Yes, the spicy food thing is popular as well.
Yeah. And one of them said that I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 4 to 5 years now. So my stomach is always prepared to eat a copious amount of food to fill the calorie count for the day. I like to eat a couple of eggs and drink some milk before I film spicy food to get my stomach to be ready. So, yeah.
Okay.
So they do that, yes. It is a preparation. And anyways, I just wanted to bring them.
Okay. Oh yeah. So okay, that was my point about the about finishing the meal.
Yep.
So this whole thing it's estimated to have started around 2009 in South Korea, and these people just discovered
Yeah,
that.
I read it was 2010, but yeah,
Okay.
it's about right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's weird because it just took off. No one was expecting this thing to happen, and these people just decided they were going to film themselves eating.
Yeah, it's a fun thing.
Yeah, and
But now bear in mind,
it's obviously
this is now
fascination.
2022, so it would have taken them. I mean, not that mukbang is like new now; it's been
Yeah.
going on for ages.
Yeah,
But it would have shown that it would have been a reasonable, an amount of time before they begin to get hits.
Yes.
And also think about it, like food wise as well. It's not cheap.
no, and one of this is another interesting thing. One of the girls was, I think it was the same girl, young Asian girl. She was saying sometimes she makes a point of of eating stuff that is not very easily available or
Why is that?
like very expensive or something, just to make things unique. Because if you're doing this,
But how does she afford that?
this is the thing. I think she's a pretty famous
I think you
mukbanger,
have
so
to
she's
get
getting
reasonable-
monetized and stuff
You see,
for it.
I think you would have to do that before. I mean, only when you have that kind of a followership.
Then you can go, okay, cool, yeah. I mean, anyone can go
'Cause,
down
I
to
mean-
the corner McDonald's and go and order all of that stuff. But yeah, when you want to start getting more exotic foods and stuff like that, and she and you've got to. I mean, if you're doing this regularly, I would say there's quite a bit of pressure to keep things unique.
Sure.
You know, no one's gonna watch you eating chicken nuggets 5 days a week. Kind of thing, or whatever. It's like another video of him eating nuggets or a burger or something like that. You've got to keep that, like you were saying, you got to keep that interest, you got to keep that engagement, you know, especially if you're live, you know, people are tipping you, people are chucking money at you, all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the ones which I've watched, it's not like extremely rare stuff. It's just it's just interesting to watch. Like the one went to to a fish market, you know,
Right.
and it was all about watching what they bought. So, for example,
Right.
I don't like fish food at all.
Yeah.
But the fact that they went in and they picked up an octopus, it was like still
Yes,
moving
moving
and
up.
squeamish,
Yeah.
and then like oysters, but like the freaking size of no, not an oyster, a clam, like
Right,
humongous
right.
clams, and it's all about the size and the feel. So your point is valid.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I think when you get to a point where you're doing well, you don't have to. But no, I mean, for her niche, I'm sure it works well.
Yeah. What I also found very interesting is that there's some where you actually don't see the person's eyes. So the camera cuts off the top part of their
I don't know what's
face.
their mouth.
So all you see are the hands and everything going
No,
into the mouth.
That's freaky.
Or
For me.
or the person has done a close up of the mouth. So it's a really pretty girl with like a nice, cute little mouth and whatever. And now she's eating interesting little. You know, a lot of people make their own like food concoctions out of like she'll eat these like jelly squares or something that are all these weird colors and stuff like that.
Oh,
And then-
okay.
You know, and then I think combine that with the sound as well, or just the visual.
Yeah, because I mean, the one which you mentioned to me, which I looked at YouTube of the American guys, like really overweight.
Oh, word.
All they're doing is they're eating food for the sake of it. They're like eating a crap load of burgers, or chicken from KFC, and it's like.
What I really don't like, especially about the one guy that I watched, his name is
I'll be careful.
Mikado Avocado. Oof.
Just be careful. Sorry, I just know what you're. Yeah.
It just, they make a point of making it look gluttonous.
See, there
As
okay,
opposed to
that's
just-
that's a good thing to say.
As opposed to just eating, they glorify the gluttony, where it's just like taking huge mouthfuls and just where it literally looks disgusting. It's not just eating. It's and
That is a very good point. Yes, that is not mukbang. Mukbang,
No.
I say. Mukbang.
mukbang. No,
No, exactly. That's just
sort of like a
a reason just to be a glorified reason to eat as much as you want to do.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like a bastardized Western version.
Lovely.
Hey, there you go.
I like it. Very
Good
good.
word for the week.
Bastardized. Sure. If I want to use that anywhere, but
As we know, the Western world is very fond of doing. That's a subject for another podcast.
Okay then. Back to mukbang, Bruce. Back to mukbang.
I'm sorry.
You are a strange, wonderful human being.
I'd hope more wonderful than strange. Strangely wonderful.
Yeah, actually, that's a bit
Wonderfully strange.
No, strangely wonderful. We'll go on the strangely wonderful part. Definitely strangely wonderful. Did you know that in 2020, in the Collins Dictionary, mukbang made it in there? It's not an official word.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
and
Yes, Bruce.
it was one of 2020's words of the year.
Words of the year.
Yes, for 2020.
Oh, it is. Sorry, it is the words of 2020. Sorry,
There you go.
I misread it. So thank you. I thought it was actually a new word in the dictionary, and it probably is.
Probably will be by now.
Well, if they did make it a word of the year,
I wonder if it's in my... No, I won't do it now.
highly the chance of it being in there is yes.
Anyway, if work can make it in there.
Again,
Mukbang.
mukbang. Stay away from your issues. In fact, we're having a conversation that Bruce can probably do one of these
I could
episodes by
probably-
himself,
Monologue.
and I won't be here, and you'll have your own moments.
Do you have any mukbang closing thoughts?
Why do you do that? Closing thoughts. Because you don't have one, do you?
I don't.
Exactly.
I'm not a fan, and I won't spend my time watching mukbang videos.
That works for other people. But now I'm actually interested about it. I'm actually going to post. I'm trying to find a way where I can insert YouTube videos into one, but then there's a whole there's a
Copyright
whole
strikes and all
whole
that
copyright
stuff.
strike because you're using someone else's without their knowledge and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I can't. But
We can post links.
I'll leave links. And final thing. Actually, do want a final thing. What is the secret of mukbang? The secret is this: to eat once, not to eat the next day, or eat really little,
Okay.
and some exercises as much as they have eaten. Good. Thank you. That's my point. Eat once, not eat the next day, or eat very little. That's how you want to do it if you're going to get into mukbang. That's the secret.
Okay.
Eat once, and not the next day, or maybe a little.
Okay.
Good. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That's the third time you said that, but
No, this is the third time. Eat once, not the next day, or eat really little.
I have to open my big mouth.
Yep.
Anyway.
it is.
Guys, this has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, share, engage
Oh,
with
that's
us.
fantastic. Oh, and by the way, we got an extra sub
Oh, cool.
over the last
Awesomeness.
week or two. So thank you, number 46.
Fantastic. Jeez, we've
We're getting there.
almost at that 50 mark.
Come on, guys.
Nice. Something to be celebrated.
Yes.
Awesome. Guys, we'll catch you in the next one.
You will.
Have a lekker one.
Eat
Bye.
well. Bye-bye.
Yes.
And safe. Goodbye.